Hello pilots and welcome to MotionRC.com. I'm your product specialist Wesley, and today's video is a deep dive into the 80mm F22, our newest model from here at Freewing Models. So in this overview video, I plan on showing you as much detail as I can about this airplane. So if you're trying to think about buying one of them, you can get all the information right here in the video you could ever want. The F2280 is the finest F22 in the lineup right now. This thing has the most details of any F22 we've ever put out, from the scale landing gear to the actual working doors on the outside panels. Some customers have asked why the doors hang down. If you actually look up a real picture of the F22, you're gonna notice that they actually have the same style doors that hang down, and that's why they're modeled that way in this model. The other thing that really sets this model apart from the other F22s in the lineup is the inclusion of lights now in the aircraft. So you have the heads-up display up on the front, and you also have the nav light, which is red on one wing and green on the other, that passes through from top to bottom, and you can really see these things in flight. They are day bright LEDs. You're gonna see them whether it's sunny outside or cloudy or in the evening dusk hour. It really helps with orientation and seeing the aircraft. The other light that is installed on this aircraft is up on the nose wheel. You'll notice they actually have a scale modeled nose wheel light that is extremely bright. When you're coming into land, you can see that clear as day when it's coming in at you. Now moving on to a more standard feature that we've come to love on a lot of our Freewing aircraft, the nose is removable on this one. It is plastic cladded and it's just magneted on. As we move back on the aircraft, you're gonna notice that it does have a smoked canopy to where it looks more like a real F22. You also get that pilot figure included in the box. Now, one of the biggest improvements of this aircraft over other versions is all the plastic armoring around the model. At the leading edge of your intakes, you'll notice that the entire intake is made of plastic. Coming back from there, you're gonna also notice the leading edge extensions are all made out of plastic also. This is gonna keep these really sharp points from getting damaged whenever you're transporting it in the car. On the top section of the fuselage, you're going to notice that the battery bay compartment has also been lined with plastic all the way around to keep that from getting damaged. Out on your wings, the tips are plastic, and then the piece that actually goes back to the aileron is kind of a weaker spot there. So that back section of the aileron has actually been made out of plastic. That's going to keep that protected also. On the back of the model, you're going to notice that the two extensions off the rear end are actually made out of plastic also. This is a nice pointy piece. If it was made out of foam, it would be very weak. So those have been made out of plastic now to strengthen that up. Now, of course, being one of our flagship models, this has ball link clevises all around. Now, speaking of those ball link clevises, let's talk about the servos that are driving them. On the nose gear steering servo, you're powering it by a Freewing 9-gram digital hybrid metal gear servo. Your right and left aileron are powered by a Freewing 9-gram digital hybrid metal gear servo. Your flaps are also being powered by a Freewing 9-gram digital hybrid metal gear servo. Now your elevators on this aircraft are actually powered by a Freewing 23-gram metal gear servo. And your gear doors are operated by Freewing's 9-gram digital smart servos. Your rudders are being powered by the Freewing 9-gram digital hybrid metal gear servo. Next, let's talk about the power system actually propelling this aircraft through the air. The F22 is powered by a 12-blade 80mm EDF power system, and it's coupled to a 3658 2150 kV in-runner motor. Driving that motor is a 100 amp ESC with reverse thrust and an EC5 connector. The F22 also has a very large battery bay. I've been able to fly this very comfortably with a 5,000 and a 4,000 milliamp battery for a lot of the flight videos you've seen here on the channel. Now, another really cool feature of the F22 is the Quick Connect wings. These are the same wings that have come on the B-25, the Cougar lately, the Zeus. So each of them has a little bit different mechanism, but this one actually shares exactly the same mechanism as the Zeus. You're gonna push the button on both sides. That will release the wing. Then you can actually separate it from the fuselage, reach in, and then unconnect your multifunction control board, slide the wing half out. The carbon spars are built into this aircraft wing, so you're not gonna have to worry about leaving those at home or losing them at the field. They're actually glued in right out of the box. Now, let's get into the undercarriage of the F22. This has painted landing gear right out of the box that are simulated to look just like scale landing gear. It's really a cool touch on this aircraft and some of the finest landing gear we've had yet on any Freewing model. You will notice that they are shock absorbing struts, and this airplane can handle grass fields without issue as long as they're properly maintained. The other cool thing while we're down here looking at the landing gear is the actual landing gear door and their sequencers. There is no delay. When you hit the switch, they come right out. And when you hit the switch to put them up, they go up, the gears close around them. It's very quick. I know that's something we've heard in a lot of our other aircraft as a complaint, is they wanted them to be a little faster. Freewing has listened, and now they're instant out, instant in. Now, as far as the details of this aircraft go, I cannot stress enough how beautiful this airplane is. The panel lines and all the details on top of this aircraft are absolutely beautiful. This is by far one of the best looking Freewing models to come out yet. Now for just a moment, I'd like to talk about the actual flying experience of the F22. Before we can do that, we need to talk about my rates and expo that I actually fly on the aircraft. I use 100% throw with 30% expo. Now I don't actually run a cut on this model, but some customers may want a little bit less aileron. If they do, just go on and cut, down to 80% throws, but keep that 30% expo. It needs that soft point in the middle to really feel comfortable. Now, as far as the elevator is concerned, I also run that at 100% throw, but with 30% expo. I really like having the extra authority when I need it on this aircraft, especially at lower speeds, to really pull it around in the sky. This aircraft is extremely maneuverable and aerobatic. That being said, I know some customers are still gonna want a run a little bit less rate than that. I like mine a little more touchy than some guys. Just be aware of that before flying. The last control surface to talk about is the rudders. I run 100% once again with 35% expo. That really helps soften it up when you're trying to steer and take off to not overcorrect it. Now, speaking of how great this aircraft flies, it's powered with an EG01 Freewing gyro right inside of it, out of the box. All you need to do is plug that into any open port on your receiver and assign it to at least a 2-position switch. Now for customers that want self-leveling, you're gonna need to also get a BlueBridge gyro programming card from us. If you plug that into the receiver, you can unlock that feature and then assign it to a 3-position switch and have all functions of the gyro. I will say, this aircraft flies stunningly with the included gyro. I have only flown it in the conventional form with that gyro in it, and it's been spectacular. It comes in and it lands beautifully. The high alpha is very stable in this aircraft, even in the wind. You're gonna really have a great time flying this model. Now pilots, when you order your F22, a must-have upgrade is definitely the bifurcated duct twin flame afterburner for this airplane. It's only a couple bucks more. If you throw it into your order, you're already getting the free shipping on the airplane. You might as well get this also. I'm telling you, this is an upgrade every pilot should be making on their airplane because it is so cool what it adds to it in flight. You can see these shots on the screen right now. It's extremely bright. It really adds a special thing to these airplanes to do that. Well guys, this has been the overview of the F22. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you can keep coming back for more. And as always, whether it's air, land, or sea, you can get it right here at Motion RC. See you in the next video, guys. Bye.